Hey everyone, today we're going to take a look at how to analyze a primary source document using the DBQ Online platform. So today we're going to talk about our old friend Andrew Carnegie. So here's Andrew, and before we even look at any single documents, the first thing we have to do is understand the task, the question we have to answer. And that question is, the philanthropy of Andrew Carnegie, did it make him a hero? So philanthropy being your willingness to use your wealth, your power, your influence to make the world a better place. Did this make him a hero, or was he just a rich guy who was willing to write checks? So we're going to look at a couple documents that are going to kind of help lead us and give us an answer to that question. So we choose our first document. So before we even read, the first thing you need to identify is your source. Who is the person providing you this information? Because that can tell you a lot. Is the person biased? Does the person have something against, or do they have a specific viewpoint they're trying to share? So in this case, you can see our source is Andrew Carnegie himself from, I believe, a magazine from 1889. So we have that information going in. So we will go to our document analysis sheet here. So this was document B. You just fill that in. The source is Andrew Carnegie. Author is the same, Andrew Carnegie. And we know that since it is from 1889, we know this was the primary time of Carnegie's steel industry booming. So we know that this would be a primary source, and also the fact that it was from Carnegie himself. So now we go back, we have the basic information. So now we need to read. So when you read a primary document, there's some basic steps that I want you to follow. Number one is we got to mark the text. So if you click up here, you have access to a highlighter, underline tool, a pen. I'm going to change it to green because it looks like a highlighter that way. And as we read, so I'm going to use, we're not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to maybe play the, up here there should be an option to play audio. I don't see that right now, so we're going to go ahead and we're just going to read through it. So as you read, anything you think is important, a main idea, a key point about Carnegie and his wealth, you just want to highlight that. So here we go. What is the proper mode of administering wealth after the laws of survival of the fittest, upon which civilization is founded to have thrown into the hands of the few? There are but three modes, so I would say three modes. He wants three things you can do with your money in which surplus wealth, mentioning that money, can be disposed of. How do you get rid of it? It can be left to the families of the descendants, or it can be bequeathed for public purposes. Or, finally, it can be administered by its possessors during their lives. The first is the most injudicious. Why should men have leave great fortunes to their children? If this is done from affection, is it not misguided affection? So I'm going to highlight that. We're going to come back to that. And we'll do one more paragraph. So as to the second mode, that of leaving wealth at death for public uses, why should a man wait until he is dead before he becomes of much good in the world? I'm going to highlight that. So we got something to go off here. So now that we've gone through, we've highlighted some main ideas, things we think were important. Okay, we got to summarize that. We have to make meaning of what we have just read. And I do that. What we do for that is a little thing called hashtags. So I'm going to insert a little sticky note here, and you can move him here. And if you needed to delete him, you have a delete button right here. You can get rid of him. We're going to bring him back. So put that one right here. So we look at the first one. Three modes in which surplus wealth can be disposed of. So I'm just thinking a hashtag that might summarize that would be hashtag three modes. And maybe one more would be hashtag wealth. So, and they come down here, and he's talking about if you leave your money to your children, is misguided affection. So we know affection means love. So if it means it's misguided love, maybe he's saying it's not such a great idea to leave money to your kids. So I'm going to say misguided love. We'll say that, and you can always extend that a little bit. Whoops. move that around a little bit if you need to. And then we move down to the third paragraph here. So as to the second mode, that of leaving wealth at death for public uses, why should a man wait until he's dead? So I would think for that one, I might say, we'll move him here. Don't wait until you're dead. Don't wait. Wait till you're dead. Give that money away now while you still can, and you have control over it. So we got some hashtags. We've marked the text. We've made some meaning of it. So let's jump back over here to our document analysis sheet that we started with. So main idea. So to come up with the main idea, obviously, just maybe you look at your hashtags, think about them. So 3 modes of getting rid of wealth. Leave it to your family, give it to the public, and do it while you're alive. He says if you give it to your children, that might be misguided love or misguided affection. And he says don't wait until you're dead. So if I had to put that into my own words, I would say we go back to our analysis sheet. Something along the lines of money, wealth is meant to be spent while alive. I would say, since he wants it to be left to the public, but I don't want to do that. I would go back here. Look at our hashtags. So think about it a little more. We could very easily say money is meant to be spent while alive. It is misguided if left to children. So I think you could infer if he doesn't want to leave it to his children, it should go to worthy causes. So obviously now we just have to go down and take our quote from the text, something that supports that, to kind of make our idea and our thinking whole. So I would pick this one here. So why should a man wait until he is dead before it becomes much good in the world? So we can very easily, for that, we should be able to just copy and paste right into here. And now you have that. And you have essentially just analyzed the first document. So in our next episode, we're going to, once we've gone through and we follow these basic steps to analyze our documents, we will continue our analysis into categories and bucketing them and actually taking these documents and developing an answer to our essential question. So good luck. Thanks for watching.